Hello, Shamai, and welcome to the first episode of the Austrian adventure. We are with SCR Altach in Austria, obviously the name of the series, and we are going to be looking to take this team all the way to the Champions League final, win the Champions League, if things go well. And if previous series are to be judged on, that's probably not going to happen. But we're going to give you a quick overview of the team. Obviously, we're in the Premier Division in Austria, the Bundesliga, as it is called. Obviously, they speak German in Austria. We've got a national reputation, pretty good. Professional status, obviously, I would have chosen this team otherwise. We have the Cash Point Arena as our stadium. It's 8,500 capacity. So it's not the biggest. We have an average attendance of about 5,000, I think. Well, that's what it is in real life anyway. There's me, the manager. Yes, hello. There's our captain is Philip Netzer, who also happens to be one of our best players. In real life, he's an Altach legend. He's played a lot of games for them and has just been through a lot with this team, definitely. Let's go back, to Philip Netzer. Yes, he's a centre-back, he's captain, he's one of our key players. I mean, you look at it, he's a very well-rounded player, very good for this division. Our vice-captain is Hans Eigner, who is also our best striker. Very good player, good finishing, good first... Well, actually, no, not good first touch. Very good heading, 20 penalty taken, so he's definitely going to be taking a penalty. It's a bit old, so we're probably going to have to replace him at the end of the season or the season after, maybe, depending on how quickly he declines. His physicals aren't the best because of how old he is, but that's expected. Key player Philip Netzer, we've already looked at him. And our hot prospect, Valentino Muller, is a very, very good player, especially for his age, 17 years old, and he's already a 2-star player, potential of 5 stars. So that's one of the things we've got at this club is some very good youngsters. Anything in general? No, this is the club legends. Facilities. Let's take a look. We have adequate training facilities and average youth facilities. Not the best, but for somewhere like Austria, this is really what I've expected. In terms of transfers coming in, this is usually a key thing at the start of a season. Nothing. Main reason is because we have no money and we're already spending over budget on the wage. Yeah. We've got players coming in next season at the end of their contract, but that's something that's happened in real life. I haven't done this. Tried to get Marvin Schultz on loan, not happening. So that's that then. If we take a look at the squad now, I mean, you look at the ability of our squad. We've got some very good players. You look at our team in general, from most of the starting 11 are 3.5 star or above. Very good. I'm quite happy. Outside of the first starting 11, we're a little bit short. It's quite a thin squad, but I'm quite happy with what we've got on, considering we can't bring anyone in. Our best player, according to our coaching staff, is Nicola Doveden, who is on loan from LASK Linz, who are in a division below. Okay, strange. Didn't realise that. Very good all-rounded player, good winger. He's going to be our starting left winger. Overall stats, good pace, good acceleration, just what you want in a winger, really. We have Andreas Lux, our goalkeeper then, who is also very good for this division. He's played a fair few games for Altach now. Some games for the second team, some for the first team. So, very good keeper to have. We don't have much of a backup in terms of keeper, but not too bad. Then we got Luis Nguat Mahop, who I'm sure, used to play for Bayern, got kicked out of Bayern's team because he had a fake passport. But that's something different. He used to play for Red Bull Salzburg, and he's played a lot of games for Altach now. He's one of the heroes of the team. So he's going to be our right winger usually. We have Zwischenbrugge in midfield. Again, very competent Bundesliga players, been at the club for a few years now. If we look at his stats for a defensive midfielder, he's got very good tackling, good marking, good passing. He's going to be a solid midfielder for us. Lucas Jäger is a very good player. He's only 22. He's got some potential to move up and and be even better than that. There's a couple of players maybe slightly better than him in centre-back position, but I'm going to try and get this guy as many games as possible so he can improve. Anyone else really need to look at? Andreas Leinhardt is one of our best players, but he's a right back, so it's not really much. I'd rather have a best position in as a striker than a right back. Sorry. Patrick Solomon is probably the worst player that we've got in the starting team. He's not that bad. You look at his stats; they're all average, nothing special, but they're not too bad. It's a position I would love to get in as a centre attacking midfielder, but I don't know how likely that is to happen. So if we look at how pre-season went, really short pre-season, only 2 games. We lost 2-1 to Nancy Lorraine and beat Kufstein 2-1. I've already played the cup match because I didn't think that was going to be very interesting to put as the first episode. I wanted to get the first league game as the first episode. I mean, it was quite a disappointing cup match. They're in the division below, I think, yeah. And we we got taken to extra time. We scored in the last minute, and then Galvao scored in extra time. So we will look at what things are expected of us from the board. Mid-table finish, we're expected in the Austrian Premier Division. Every team plays each other 4 times because there's only 10 teams. That's mid-table. In real life, Altach were first after 20 games. That's why I decided to pick them. I read an article on them, found an incredibly interesting story. They're in a village. They're literally based in a village of about 6,000 people, and their average attendance is 5,000. So it's pretty impressive. Austrian FA Cup was supposed to reach the quarterfinals, and that's the gist really. That's the only 2 competitions we're in, which I suppose is quite good. Mid-table is what I'm hoping for really, and then push on a bit, try and get into Europa League. But obviously, this is the first season. I've got to take it slow, concentrate on what's important, and that's keeping my job for the first year, which we seem to have struggled with in other series. So this is the team for the first game of the season, first league game of the season anyway. This is, any of you who watched my Road to Glory series with Paris FC will recognise this formation. I'm a big fan of this formation. I need someone better to play behind the striker, but at the moment I'm quite happy with how it is. So I have Andreas Luxer in goals, Andreas Lienhardt at right back, Philipp Netzer and Lucas Jäger centre back pairing, Christian Schilling in the left back. I mean, defensively we're pretty solid. We've got some very good players there. We've got a competent defence. I'm very happy with that. Then we have Jan Zwischenbrugge and Boris Prokopic in midfield. I would rather some better players there, because if you look at what we have after that, we're really a bit slim in midfield. We have Louis Nguat Mahop on the right wing, Patrick Salomon playing behind the striker, Nicola Dovedan on the left, and Hans Eigner up front. On the bench, probably the best player we've got here is Patrick Seeger, who's a striker, 29 years old. As I said, our strikers are quite old. He's been at Altach for a long time, never really scored a significant amount of goals in any season. Well, 18 is the most he got, and that was in the first division, which is the division below the Premier, well, the Bundesliga. So let's get into our first game of the season. We are playing against Mattersburg, who are also another average kind of team in Austria. I think we're the favourites to win. We'll just have a quick look now. Teams warm up. Sometimes this loading screen takes one hell of a long time. Yeah, we are the favourites, not by much. They're playing a very defensive formation. So really not much has happened. I've done really little in pre-season because I couldn't bring anyone in, so there's no players to bet into the team. Pre-season has flown by because we only had 2 games. We had the cup match straight away. I started the game quite late as well, so we're going into this not really knowing what we need, what we want to get from this game. But judging on how the King of Beijing series went, if you haven't watched that, I'll put a link in the description, and there'll be a link on the screen at the end. The key for the first season is keeping our job. We almost lost our job in the first season of Paris FC as well, but we didn't. Thank God for that. But those 2 series are finished now, and we're on our Austrian adventure with Altach. Dovedan loses the ball out on the wing. They get up to Berger, to Atanga. They over the top to Berger. No one puts a challenges, and he shoots and deflects it into the net. I mean, the ball was played over the top really easy there. And who was it that just stopped? Jaeger just stopped. Why did he stop there? I have no idea why. And Luxa probably should save that. It's hit almost straight at him. We're 1-0 down in our first game of the season. They've just had an injury. 27 minutes in, we were 1-0 down. And they have another chance here. Tanga with the ball into the box. And they've scored again! Berger with the second goal of the game. And we're half-time with 2-0 down. What a poor start to the season this could be. A Tanga with a brilliant ball in. No one jumps her. Who was it? Jaeger? No, it wasn't Jaeger. It was Prokopic. Just completely leaves his man. What an awful start. Maybe we can actually turn up to the second half. That would be great. Oh, I hope this series doesn't go as poorly as the other two. Because I'll get sacked. And that's not what we want to happen. And they have another free kick here. Can we please get a counter-attack? Ngwat Mahop on the ball. I think we might just call him Lewis from now on. Solomon to Zwischenbrugge. God, he's got a long name. Eigner back to Zwischenbrugge to Solomon. Out wide to Dovidan. Ball into the box. And he's hit the crossbar. Ngat Moop couldn't get there. And he's hit the crossbar. Zwischenbrugge, I think it was. I couldn't really see. Hans Eigner is going to come off because he's having a really poor game. Solomon is also playing poorly. So I'm going to give Luxbacher a go. I'm going to switch to attacking because we're 2-0 down at home. And we really need to go for the game a bit more. I said our defence is competent. We've got good defenders. But we got Lienhardt on a 6.3, Schilling on a 6.3, Jaeger on a 6.6. And we've had one highlight in our favour, which we probably should have scored. Prokopic with the ball now. Out to Wahop. And Dovidan hits the side netting. What a start this could be to my career in Austria. And really, we're going to bring on Ngwemalu to play as a winger for Ngwat Mahop. What an awful start to the season this could be. They've only had 2 shots on target and they've both gone in. Unless we score here, the game's gone. Please don't concede again. Ngwamalu, Luxbacher, Zwischenberger, Luxbacher to Seeger. Still got the ball. Ngwamalu to Prokopic, playing some lovely football. Lovely football. And we've hit the post again. Come on. This is a key theme we've had throughout every single season. We have not had a striker who can finish, or anyone in the team who can finish. We had Burak Yilmaz for Beijing, but he just got injured all the time. It looks like we're going to go down 2-0 in the first game of the season to Mattersburg. Poor performance all around, really. No one turned up on our team then. And we're bottom of the table. Fantastic. Well, that's going to be the end of the first episode. Hopefully things were going to go a lot better than that first game. If you want to see how we're going to get on, if we want to see if we don't actually get sacked in this series, please subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, please like. If you have any comments or tips whatsoever. If you have any other games or series you want me to do, leave a comment down below. I'll see you again.